Friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Hako. Today we are diving into the powerhouse that is Liang Yue. He is a 6-star Star-Afflatus DPS that hits the global servers in the 2.5 showdown in Chinatown. In this guide we'll go over her best teams, Psycubes, portraits, advanced tricks, Shuji puller, etc. So without further ado, let's get to it. Liang is a powerhouse DPS with a surprising tankiness and a sprinkle of team support, stacking Talon for devastating follow-ups, powering up with Arise Liang. And mixing offense with team utility, it's a lot to unpack, so let's make it clear and approachable for everyone. And the first skill I want to talk about is her ultimate. Now, I usually do the ultimate last, but in Liang's case, the ultimate always comes first. It's a mass attack dealing reality damage, and it deals 300% reality damage to all enemies. It grants immunity to your entire team, and immunity blocks negative statuses like stuns, etc. for your team for 1 round. It also adds 6 stacks of Guardian Resolve, and Guardian Resolve reduces damage taken for your entire team for 2 rounds. And it also triggers Arise Liang for 3 rounds, and if it's already active, extend Arise Liang by 3 more rounds. Arise Liang is Liang's Bankai state. It's her ultimate state, and it does a few really cool things. It enhances and categorizes the spell dock into different sections, and the spell dock is where we see our cards. And she grants bonuses on incantations based on the sections the incantations are played from. So the 3 rightmost incantations played from the spell dock gains +1 to the rank before resolve. So if we play a 2-star one, it becomes a 3-star one. And the 3 leftmost incantations played from the spelllock gains +1 round duration to the effect that they apply. So if it stats up, stats down, counter positive status, negative status, etc. And the incantations played from the overlap section of the spelllock gains both of the bonus effects above. Say that you have 5 cards on hand. This bonus applies to the 3 one to the left and the 3 ones to the right, which would mean that the card in the middle would benefit out of all of these ones. And this is absolutely borderline insane. And this is Liang's battle cry. It hits the whole enemy team and sets up her empowered state, and boosts team durability, and it's your go-to opener and reset button. So Liang really starts cooking once she has her ultimate, and have no fear, she has things in her kit that makes her reach her ultimate faster. Her Insight 3 makes her start the battle with 3 Moxie, and if you get to the Portrait 2, she starts the battle with 5 Moxie, which means that you can ultimate right out of the gate. Now for her first skill, it's called Banish Evil. It's a single target attack dealing reality damage, 200%, 300% or 500% at 3 stars. It deals reality damage to 1 enemy and extends the duration of Guardian's Resolve on all allies by 1 round. And if you are in the Arise Liang state, actively casting it grants 1 Justice Talent stack. And don't worry, we'll explain all the stacks in just a second. Also, important to note with Banish Evil is that it gains a pen ratio of 0% at 1 star, 30% 2-star and 80% at 3 stars to pierce defenses. So playing this one starred up is a lot of value. And this is a really good one because you smack a single target quite hard. Perfect for bosses. And you also keep the Guardian's Resolve stacks rolling. And those talent stacks that we talked about, they fuel her big move that we're gonna get to. Her next ability is called Bless Life, and it's a single target buff that you can use on Liang or any of her teammates. And now Bless Life is interesting. It grants a target ally Guardian's Blessing. It increases that ally's damage dealt by 25% and also reduces damage taken by -25%. When that character either attacks, is being attacked, or at the end of the round, that ally will then perform a Banish Evil, which was the previous skill that we talked about. And the star level of this extra Banish Evil is all dependent on what star level was Bless Life. If you cast a rank 3 Bless Life on your ally, then the Banish Evil that the ally cast will also be a rank 3 Banish Evil on the target / the enemy with the lowest HP. After a successful cast, the remaining duration gets deducted by 1 round. Otherwise, no duration is deducted. So this is a buff to an ally that buffs that ally by quite a bit, and you also allow that ally to retaliate with quite a hard-hitting, strong Banish Evil. And once again, the higher star level that we use of Bless of Life, the higher star level you will retaliate with Banish Evil. And if Liang is in the Arise Liang state, when she casts Bless Life, she will gain 1 stack of Peace Talon. So, Banish Evil gives Justice Talon, Bless Life gives Peace Talon. So, what are the Justice and Peace Talons? Well, while in the Arise Liang state, which we enter after we use her ultimate, After actively casting a Liang enhanced incantation, gain either 1 Justice Talon or 1 Peace Talon, depending on what spell we use. And after actively casting an incantation from an overlap section in the spell log, gain 0.5 Justice Talon and 0.5 Peace Talon. When Liang reaches 6 Justice Talon or Peace Talon combined, consume 6 of these Justice Talon and or Peace Talon to cast a Bane of All Evil, based on the balance of Justice Talons to Peace Talons. So strap in, folk, this might seem a little bit complicated at first. So whenever Liang reaches 6 Talons, she will do a follow-up attack. And the ratio between these ones decide which follow-up attacks that's happening. If you have more Justice Talons than Peace Talons, Liang will cast Bane of All Evil Justice, which deals 400% reality damage to all enemies. Excess critical rate is converted into critical damage, considered as a rank 2 incantation. And for every 1 Justice Talon that this attack consumes, this attack gains a critical rate plus 5%, a critical damage plus 20%, and damage dealt plus 10%. And now this will also consume the other talons that you have, and for every Justice Talon and Peace Talon this attack consumes, Liang grants 1 stack of Guardian's Resolve to all allies for 2 rounds. So, Bane of All Evil Justice, when we have more Justice Talons than Peace Talons. But if it is the opposite, if we have more Peace Talons than Justice, we will cast Bane of All Evil Peace. Now, Bane of All Evil Peace deals 400% reality damage to all enemies for every 1 Peace Talon this attack consumes. And right before the attack, inflict 1 instance of poison for 1 round on the target and 3 stacks of burn on the target. For every instance of poison on the target, this attack gains damage dealt plus 10%. And for every stack of burn on the target, this attack gains a penetration rate plus 3%. And for every Justice or Peace Talon that this attack consumes, grant 1 stack of Guardian Resolve to all allies for 2 rounds. So this is more of a dot and burn and poison focused attack compared to the first one. So in order to cast this one, we need more Peace Talon than Justice Talons. But what happens if all things are balanced as they should be? Then Liang will instead cast Bane of All Evil Balance. Now, Bane of All Evil Balance it might be the least flashy one of these ones. It deals 200% reality damage to all enemies. Then it grants Liang 1 stack of Swift Resolve. Swift Resolve is a self-buff to Liang, which makes it so that the next Bane of All Evil requires 1 less Justice Talon / Peace Talon, and deals an additional 20% reality damage. And this can stack up to 2 times, and all stacks are removed after trigger. But if the next Bane of All Evil is also a balanced one, so we have equal number Peace, equal number Justice, the next Bane of All Evil balance deals an additional 40% reality damage, and we gain another stack of Swift Resolve, and the first stack does not get removed. So let's sum up her key mechanics. She has Arise Xiangling. It's her empowered state. She enters it after casting her ultimate. It lasts for 3 rounds, 4 at portrait 1. And we can extend this one by 3 if we cast the ultimate again. And only when we enter the Arise Xiangling state will we be able to start stacking our talons, which is Liang's bread and butter. It allows her to do her big follow-up attack nuke. And talon stacks, we need to fuel the Bane of All Evil follow-up attack by entering the Arise Xiangling state and cast Banish Evil for Justice Talons, or get Peace Talons from casting Bless Life. And whenever Liang reaches 6 of these, she will cast Bane of All Evil, depending on how the ratio is between your Peace ones and the Justice ones. And then we have Guardian's Resolve, which is a team-wide buff she does after most of her abilities. Every stack provides a 0.8% damage reduction per stack, 1% at portrait 4. And this stacks up to 30 stacks, 40 at portrait 4. The stacks tick independently and is a team-wide durability boost. So, base kit, fully stacked at 30 stacks, your team takes 24% less damage. Her Bless Life grants 1 ally Guardian's Blessing, which makes that ally deal 25% more damage and take 25% less. And that ally will also retaliate or follow up with a Banish Evil whenever they attack or attacked or it's the end of the round. And her ultimate Call of Thunder is also able to apply immunity to all of your allies for 1 round. And immunity blocks debuffs for your entire team. Can be clutch for dodging stuns or just nasty debuffs. Now let's talk about Liang's insights. Now insight 1 is what unlocks her talon stacking, and it's what gives us access to her follow-up attack, Bane of All Evil. At insight 2, Liang gets 10% extra crit rate at battle start, And at Insight 3, she gains 3 more Moxie at the start, which leads to faster ultimates. Remember, Liang's gameplay really starts when she gets her ultimate, so this really helps out. And Insight 1 also makes it so when Arise Xiang Liang ends, all Justice and Peace Talon stacks are cleared, and every stack of Swift Resolve, which we get from Bane of All Evil balance on Liang, is converted into 3 stacks of Guardian's Resolve. And the last key part of her kit is the Spell Dock passive. So the rightmost 3 incantations, they gain +1 in rank when cast. So rank 2 becomes rank 3, rank 1 becomes rank 2, etc. And the leftmost 3 incantations, they gain +1 round to both buffs and debuffs. And for the crossover zone, they combine both effects, power and duration. And remember, her Insight 1 also allows us to get half a stack of Justice Talon and half a stack of Peace Talon whenever we play something from the overlap section. So as for the playstyle flow of Liang, a standard opener when you have her base kit would be Fire, Call Thunder, hit all enemies, and then you enter Arise Xiang Liang, and then we start stacking Guardian Resolve for the team. Then for the second move, we use Banish All Evil. It deals damage plus Team Guardian Resolve, and then we can cast Bless Life, which will provide a buff and also make a follow-up with Banish All Evil to build 3 Justice stack and 3 Peace Talon stack, which would put us up to 6, and we would cast Bane of All Evil. And remember, if they're equalized, we'll cast Bane of All Evil Balance, which basically just buffs up the next Bane of All Evil we want to cast. And depending on the encounter, depending on enemy type, depending on your team composition, you have to make a call. Do we want to use Bane of All Evil Justice for like a big nuke with high crit damage, high crit rate? Or are we at an encounter with a team that would more benefit of poison and burn stacks? In that case, we make sure to cast Peace when we have more Peace Talons. And as for the last part of the kit, we also refresh Arise Xiang Liang whenever we can, another ultimate to keep the cycle rolling. And as you can probably tell by now, Liang is a very, very unique character, probably the most unique one we've seen in the game so far. She's a hybrid marvel. She's a DPS, a tank, and a support, all rolled into one. Arise Xiang Liang is her signature. Turning skills into talent building engines, Banish Evil bolster team durability, Bless Life triggers sneaky follow-ups, and Bane of All Evil delivers a customizable nuke. Her spell lock adds strategic depth, pick right for power, left for longevity. She is a storm you guide with precision, unlike any other Arcanist. Now let's talk about Liang's best teammate. As you can probably tell, she's kind of a one-man army. But with the right allies, she is a hurricane. Her kit loves follow-up attack synergy, crit buffs, and action point support. So let's craft some epic teams. Now the very craziest and strongest team I could think up with Liang would be Liang, Hisabef, which is an upcoming character coming in 2.7 that looks amazing, Fluttepage, and Fatutu. Now, like I said, we'll have to wait a little bit for this team to actually be available to us, but when it comes, it's gonna be dangerous. And now this team works because Hisabef and Fluttepage makes Liang's follow-up attacks relentless, and Fatutu also boosts crits and keeps everyone alive. Perfect for raids or bosses. But while we're in the waiting room for Hisabef, let's look at some other teams. Team 2, Crit-Powered Storm. In this one, I slotted in Liang, Vila as a support. She provides crit rate, damage buffs plus healing. All of this Liang can benefit from. Remember, her Bane of All Evil Justice converts any excessive crit rate into crit damage, so we cannot have too much. And as a support that also just recently got his Euphoria, let's also put in a Pickles. Now Pickles is very good with his AP generosity, he doesn't require too much, and he also provides a 30% team damage boost. And as a support for this team, I slotted in Mercuria. She gives a lot of incantation might, and you stack up Mercuria's ability to also power up incantations, and with a kit that benefits of a team that costs a lot of powered up incantation, Mercuria works really well with Liang. So Vila fuels crits, Pickles keeps AP flowing, Mercuria adds punch, and it's great for all content. And now for Team 3, we're gonna have Liang, Anjunala. She provides stats down and just deals a lot of damage, and her contract can stack quite well together with Liang. For the third slot, we put in a Tooth Fairy. She heals, confuses, and provides crit rate. And I know there's a lot of people that have kind of reason to start out with Reavers. Don't worry, I got you all covered. As a little bit of a budget squad, you could slot in Liang, Sotheby. Sotheby provides poisons and heals. And with her Euphoria, she's a really solid unit and a really good sustain. We can take Charlie for support to provide extra reality damage, and for the last one we can take Dicke to provide some more heals and some more damage buffs. And this is very early game friendly. If you're just getting started, Liang might be one of your first characters. It's a solid budget friendly team. Now these teams are not set in stone, and one of Liang's strengths is that she is very flexible. She works with a lot of other characters, and your unique roster can probably make for a really strong, unique Liang team. And the standalone units she works extra well with is 37, Anjunala, Mercuria, Fluttepage, Vila, Kakania, Fatutu, Miss New Bubble, etc. Now, as for her best Psycubes, her very best pick is gonna be Ready on Call, which is her signature one. It provides 12% crit rate and 24% crit damage fully stacked. As for some other options that isn't her signature one, you can go with Argus' signature one, Stray Off the Path, which is also a very potent Psycube. Another good 6-star option is Blasphemer of the Night. You can also go with Long Night Talk. As for some budget options, you can go with the Karat of the Heart or her second life. And as for the substats we're looking for in Liang, so with the Resonance, crit rate, crit damage and attack percentage is the most important. And the reason we want to focus crits is because they do power up her Bane of All Evil, which is her big nuke, and it's almost impossible to stack it too much because Bane of All Evil Justice, remember, it converts any excessive crit rate into crit damage. Now let's talk about Liang's portraits. None of them are necessarily needed, but she is one of those characters that sees a massive boost through some of them. As for Portrait 1, it makes her Arise Xiangliang's duration extend to 4 rounds instead of 3. And also the size of each enhancement section in the spell log is increased to 4. So instead of the 3 most left and rightmost cards, it becomes the 4 most. And this also helps make the overlap section even bigger. P1 is a very good one, and you will see a big boost in her power. And arguably her most important one is Portrait 2, Destined Inheritor. When entering battle, the Moxie gain for self is increased to 5. The number of Justice Talents and or Peace Talents required for Bane of All Evil is decreased to 5. It's normally 6. So this is a very good one, and the most important thing is we can on round 1, as soon as the combat start, we can just enter ultimate, boom. If you're looking for a good stopping point, P2 is definitely it. It makes for a smoother Liang experience. Now, it is not needed at all in order to make it work, but it is a very good one. As for P3, Call of Thunder, which is her ultimate, makes the immunity duration increase to 2 rounds. So the immunity is the thing that keeps us safe from debuffs. So instead of just lasting for 1 round, we now have 2 rounds of it. And we also gain 12 stacks of Guardian Resolve instead of 6. As for P4, this is also another good one. At incantation rank 1, 2, 3, the reality damage is increased to 240, 360, and 600%. And the penetration rate is increased to still 0% at rank 1, but 40 at rank 2 and 100% at rank 3. And also Guardian's Resolve stack limit is increased to 40 instead of 30. And each stack's damage taken reduction is increased to 1% instead of 0.8, which makes the entire team even more tanky. Base kit, 1 stack reduces 0.8% damage taken. Now it's 1% stacking up to 40, so we can make our team whooping 40% tankier. This is an absolute game changer. As for Portrait 5, it is a big boost to Bane of All Evil, which is the big follow-up attack we do when we have stacked enough talents. It improves all types of Bane of All Evil, it improves justice, peace and balance, and basically takes what all variations already do but make them even more potent, even more hard-hitting. And it allows Bane of All Evil balance to stack up to 3 times, not just 2. So yeah, as you can probably tell, there's no fluff in her portraits. Every single one is a good one. If you're going for portraits, I would say 2 is a good stopping point. But going past 2 is not a stupid idea, like she doesn't have a single wasted portrait. Arguably the most impactful one is Portrait 2, just because we can ultimate right off the bat and we can do more Bane of All Evil, because they reduce the requirement of talents for it. So friends, if you have any further questions regarding Liang, don't be afraid to slap it in the comments, I'll get back to you. And if there's any corrections to be made to what I said, I will also put that in a pinned comment underneath the video. But friends, thank you so very much for watching, I really appreciate it, and until next time, Hako out.
After midnight, sparking twilight, we just